When Crowley had watched the first 30-mile-long tailback, he'd experienced the lovely, warm feeling of a bad job well done. It had earned him a commendation. Crowley was currently doing 110 miles per hour somewhere east of Slough. Nothing about him looked particularly demonic, at least by classical standards. No horns, no wings. Admittedly, he was listening to a Best of Queen tape, but no conclusions should be drawn from this, because all tapes left in a car for more than about a fortnight metamorphose into Best of Queen albums. No particularly demonic thoughts were going through his head. In fact, he was currently wondering vaguely who Moe and Chandon were. Crowley had dark hair and good cheekbones, and he was wearing snakeskin shoes, or at least, presumably he was wearing shoes, and he could do really weird things with his tongue. And whenever he forgot himself, he had a tendency to hiss. He also didn't blink much. The car he was driving was a 1926 black Bentley, one owner from new, and that owner had been Crowley. He'd looked after it. The reason he was late was that he was enjoying the 20th century immensely. It was much better than the 17th, and a lot better than the 14th. One of the nice things about time, Crowley always said, was that it was steadily taking him further and further away from the 14th century. The most bloody boring 100 years on God's, excuse his French, earth. The 20th century was anything but boring. In fact, a flashing blue light in his rearview mirror had been telling Crowley, for the last 50 seconds, that he was being followed by two men who would like to make it even more interesting for him. He glanced at his watch, which was designed for the kind of rich deep-sea diver who likes to know what the time is in 21 world capitals while he's down there. It was custom-made for Crowley. Getting just one chip custom-made is incredibly expensive, but he could afford it. This watch gave him the time in 20 world capitals and in a capital city in another place, where it was always one time, and that was too late. The Bentley thundered up the exit ramp, took the corner on two wheels and plunged down a leafy road. The blue light followed. Crowley sighed, took one hand from the wheel and, half turning, made a complicated gesture over his shoulder. The flashing light dimmed into the distance as the police car rolled to a halt, much to the amazement of its occupants. But it would be nothing to the amazement they'd experienced when they opened the hood and found out what the engine had turned into. In the graveyard, Hastur, the tall demon, passed a dog end back to Ligur, the shorter one, and the more accomplished lurker. "I can see a light," he said. "Here he comes now, the flash bastard." "What's he driving?" said Ligur. "It's a car, a horseless carriage," explained Hastur. "I expect they didn't have them last time you was here. Not for what you might call general use." "They had a man at the front with a red flag," said Ligur. "I've come on a bit since then, I reckon." "What's this Crowley like?" said Ligur. Hastur spat. "He's been up here too long," he said. "Right from the start. Gone native, if you ask me. Drives a car with a telephone in it." Ligur pondered this. Like most demons, he had a very limited grasp of technology, and so he was just about to say something like, "I bet it needs a lot of wire," when the Bentley rolled to a halt at the cemetery gate. "And he wears sunglasses," sneered Hastur, "even when he don't need to." He raised his voice. "Oh, hail Satan!" he said. "Oh, hail Satan!" Ligur echoed. "Hi," said Crowley, giving them a little wave. "Sorry I'm late, but you know how it is on the A40 at Denham, and then I tried to cut up towards Chorley Wood, and then—" "Now we are all here," said Hastur meaningfully, "we must recount the deeds of the day." "Yeah, deeds," said Crowley, with the slightly guilty look of one who is attending church for the first time in years and has forgotten which bits you stand up for. Hastur cleared his throat. "I have tempted a priest," he said. "As he walked down the street and saw the pretty girls in the sun, I put doubt into his mind. He would have been a saint, but within a decade we shall have him." "Nice one," said Crowley helpfully. "I have corrupted a politician," said Ligur. "I let him think a tiny bribe would not hurt. Within a year we shall have him." They both looked expectantly at Crowley, who gave them a big smile. "You'll like this," he said. His smile became even wider and more conspiratorial. "I tied up every portable telephone system in central London for 45 minutes at lunchtime," he said. There was a silence, except for the distant swishing of cars. "Yes," said Hastur. "And then what?" "Look, it wasn't easy," said Crowley. "That's all," said Ligur. "Look, people, and exactly what has that done to secure souls for our master?" said Hastur. Crowley pulled himself together. What could he tell them? That 20,000 people got bloody furious, that you could hear the arteries clanging shut all across the city, and that then they went back and took it out on their secretaries or traffic wardens or whatever, and they took it out on other people. In all kinds of vindictive little ways which, and here was the good bit, they thought up for themselves for the rest of the day. The pass-along effects were incalculable. Thousands and thousands of souls all got a faint patina of tarnish, and he hardly had to lift a finger. But you couldn't tell that to demons like Hastur and Ligur. 14th century minds, the lot of them, spending years picking away at one soul. Admittedly, it was craftsmanship, but you had to think differently these days. Not big, but wide. With 5 billion people in the world, you couldn't pick the buggers off one by one anymore. You had to spread your effort. But demons like Ligur and Hastur wouldn't understand. They'd never have thought up Welsh language television, for example, or value-added tax, or Manchester. He'd been particularly pleased with Manchester.